Welcome to Project Pack 30. My name is Martha.
And my name is Molly.
Nice to be here together today.
So, Martha, I am so excited on this 5th day of this project pack. It's really been such a remarkable journey this far, and I know that the work here on our end is looking really good, and I think that the work on your end is probably looking that great as well. But before we go any further, we want to just take a minute here for gratitude and appreciation. So, whatever feels comfortable for you, we encourage you to either close your eyes or find a focal point or just some way to honor the moment and whatever it is you are grateful for.
Sometimes just a nice, deep cleansing breath.
So here we have our already done ensemble that Martha started, and I can't even tell you how awesome it is coming out already, and so different from everyone else's, and so on. And that's been happening all along, which is really exciting.
Yes.
But I particularly love what you did with your kufiya. It's like you really challenged what Julie presented, and I think that's really neat. So just taking each one into your own hands, and that's really what it's all about.
I think that happens when you're learning something new. You're trying to figure it out yourself, and perhaps it was a misstroke that led me down a different path, but it has been really exciting. So we're going to now add another nomad, and this one is quite a bit different than the other ones so far, and I do recommend maybe watching me do this the first time if this is something new for you.
Couldn't agree more, because you really get the full picture once you see how the tangle develops.
So it's sort of a cross between Samson and I Can This, and I started out with just a little X, and then I'm adding these kind of little C shapes, but they're kind of inky C shapes, kind of nestled in the crook of each kind of corner. And now I'm going to connect them with just the most ridiculous squiggly line.
This tangle is very different.
It is
I
very
love this
different,
about
and
it.
it's kind of like a magic trick, and I've always gravitated towards it, and this iteration is something that I'm enjoying a lot. So now you see how those C's almost disappear and just become part of this kind of these just weighted angles and curves.
It's almost like an oak leaf.
Yes, well, it's funny you say that because now this is going to blossom and grow outward. So I'm now creating another X that kind of goes behind the one that we first drew, behind our little leafy edges. Again, I'm going to be adding these little kind of interesting, it's a C with a sort of a V underneath, and you'll get the hang of it as you go. One on either side of that sort of spine, and I'm topping it off with a little hat. And then here we go again with the squiggly line, kind of connecting the dots, if you will.
It is really funny because it's like you put down these placeholders, and then when you can connect them, you lose sight of those original placeholders.
And I add sort of a little vein to the leaf afterwards just to see kind of what fits and where.
I do appreciate your gestural swoops with your pen. It's it adds a lot of, like, I feel like almost movement to your work.
Thank you. So again, on either side, we draw these little inky C shapes and a little hat.
It's like a Hershey kiss, kind of.
Yeah. And squiggly lines to connect these points. And then adding quick little vine wherever you see fit.
And you can see why we were encouraging you to just watch for a minute, because it is, it's a really cool tangle, but definitely different.
So now I'm going to add an aura around the whole piece so far. I say so far because there will be more, but an aura always helps kind of define a space.
I actually, when I was doing mine, I didn't pay attention, I ended up auraing the first layer too.
Oh, I'm sure that looks great. I can't wait to see
Like
it.
I watched the whole thing through and then I went and did it and I was like, oh, wait. So I got like a slightly different look.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
So I'm adding a third X behind everything and doing the same deal, this time with a little more ink, a little more drama to those interesting little curves, and maybe a slightly bigger hat. And then off on the wild pen stroke.
It's so pretty. It's like a, I don't know, like I think a doily or something. Really, so cool.
And then I auraed the last 4 leaf shapes as well. So I'm going to add another one, this time right along the seam there. It's interesting how the tangles and the nomads that are going right along the seam really help pull the 4 different squares together. I actually just like this little guy all by himself.
It's like a little bud. But as you can see, she built around the same way as the first one, getting the 3 layers on.
And the crazier the line, the more interesting your leaf shapes. And now, if you want, you can add another full shape or expression as we just did, or perhaps maybe just a leaf here or there, as they can tuck into some of these nomads that are already on your tile. I'm just going to add kind of a little guy right here.
I love this idea of sort of breaking it down into these fragmented pieces that can kind of just like, again, we've talked about how these are like reticuloless, right? So it's sort of a fragment of a tangle, but it's just living out there on its own.
And as with the just a little like flare at the top there.
That's cute.
But just like all these other nomads, there's going to be a lot of layered work to what we're doing. We're going to be going back and forth. And as I was progressing through my tile, I found that I went back to a previous nomad and added something a little extra. And that's going to be part of your, I think, overall experience with this project.
I think what I was excited about, Martha, when you came and said, this is the nomad I'd like to do, I was like, yes, that's really cool, because it had a very different look than all of the other nomads we had chosen. It's very organic. It's got this like sort of ruffled, rough edge. It's like it really challenged the piece compositionally and added something so that you had this diverse feeling to it. And as usual, we often talk about sort of like working through a tangle on another piece of paper, drawing it a few times, getting used to the strokes. This was one I definitely did that too, because it's that wiggly line, which seems like sort of like very spontaneous. It takes a minute to like get the feel for it.
But isn't that always the way with something new? And anytime I learn a new tangle, or in this case, a nomad, I did the same with all of the ones that you guys did before me. And I had maybe the privilege or the option of going at the end of this composition. And I got to really have fun working through all of these great nomads. Really, really fun.
Yeah, I agree. And it is one of those tangles that I can envision you adding in more of later because of the way it fits. And it truly is. You were talking about how it's like we have 2 tangles. We have one called Samson and one called I Can This. And I Can This really is like a more sophisticated version of Samson. And you're sort of finding a place in the middle of both of them, which is cool.
Right. And this sort of starts out in the same way as Samson did with the X. And it was sort of an homage to that.
Yeah.
So I am using the blue chalk pencil right now and just adding some blue to that first set of larger leaves. And to be honest, I've been using the blue and green very almost interchangeably and sometimes mixing them together because I just love that combination and how one color flows into the next.
Very pretty. You have a nice light touch, and I love that you're using the side of the pencil because it kind of just gives it a softer touch for sure.
And then grabbing the green, and again on its side. I actually like the long full-size pencil for that reason. I find it nestles nicely in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going for more of a pastel approach.
I love
on
that.
this particular nomad, just getting another shade of blue and green.
I really enjoy how the green is so close to the green color of the paper, so you can kind of just enhance that color of the green, or you have this like sort of way that the composition reads the color. It's really neat.
So I'm actually using the green to help blend in my blue and kind of touching the edges, and because I feel like that's how some flowers grow. One color blends and bleeds into the next.
Absolutely. So pretty.
I think it'll be, depending on the weather at your house, the day that you're tangling, you're going to find that your tools work maybe differently each time. The humidity does play into your experience on these tiles. So I'm just adding some white chalk to the center. You're welcome to use another color if you like. And sometimes after a bit of pressing with the white chalk, I kind of go on a piece of paper on the side and kind of scrub it out a little bit just to get rid of the shiny. Sometimes it develops a little bit of a shiny surface.
Burnish, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to go back and revisit that aura that we added in and add some white jelly roll. And it's just going to help. It kind of calms the chaos of this tangle. It does feel like a lot of lines, and especially if you're not familiar with it. And this is going to kind of help define everything. I kind of love how it results. And then maybe just adding another texture here. I'm just going to add some white kind of polka dots in the center. Again, similar to some flowers that you pick, have those kind of dots in the center. Maybe it's the beginning of the new seeds.
I love that. So many layers too. It's like I love that about like creating a piece of artwork is like, especially with Zentangle, is like the beginning is just sort of this very rough structure, and then you start to add layers of more ink and more graphite, and you get like so much translucency of all of the materials kind of coming together. That's really neat. They almost look like they're floating.
Well, the nomads do look like they're floating right now.
Yes, they're wandering off.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And with your graphite pencil, you can add a little bit of darkness to kind of where the leaves are behind the others. Looks kind of pretty.
It does. It looks so pretty. And it is kind of funny to like see this project in flux because the nomads are like literally kind of looking lost. Like they're like don't know where to anchor themselves. They're all kind of floating about, and I love just like watching it come together. It's really fun.
Yeah, you'll see that I didn't use my tortillon that much with these chalk pencils because I felt like I was working them in pretty well with the chalk itself.
Yeah, it's like those like kind of circular motions really just kind of like helps get it into the surface of the flocked surface.
It's fun to see how all these different nomads are starting to kind of play with each other on the tile.
That's a fun little touch.
Yeah, just having fun with little details, subtleties. All kinds of ways you can embellish, have fun.
Coming along, Martha. You love this.
Yes, really fun.
So fun. And as we said, each day, looking at the different presenters and teachers and how their work is so different, I hope you know that like your unique look is just as valuable and just so fun to see it all come together.
Yeah. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.